Hello there. This video is going to be on the in-ground pool that we recently installed. We built it completely ourselves. We did not contract out any of the work except for this concrete deck, which I was not going to take on. But otherwise, the entire pool and the pool house, electric, plumbing, all that, we did all ourselves. I will say that we have a family member that operates a tractor who was very helpful in digging. We have a co-worker that used to install pools who was very knowledgeable, and we have a tractor to do a lot of the finish work. So a lot of the things were in place for this to happen, but it was not easy, but it can be done. Here is the little pool house that I built. It's not quite the finish as you can see on the trim, but it's pretty close, and that's where all the pump and all of our storage for floaties and whatnot happens. So the pool, I ordered the kit from Royal Swimming Pools. It is a 40 by 18 with an 8-foot deep end. You can see the two drains at the bottom. There's a ladder handrail, and there are two wide mouth skimmers that we installed. There is a deck jet, just one. Some people put several of these in their pool. We just wanted one, and it's adjustable with the valve in the pool house, which I'll run by there in a second. There's 5 returns, freshwater returns, 4 on this side of the step and 1 on that side of the step. Let's see here. The robot is running right now. I would highly recommend, if you don't have a robot for your pool, I never ever have to clean my pool except for emptying the skimmers basically. And here's the step. It is an 8-foot sitting step. You can see there's little, well, the jets are going here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's steps, seats built into the steps. I did add a jacuzzi kit to my steps, which I'll show you in a picture here in just a second, but basically there's little air inlets up here that allow you to let bubbles come in, let air come in. I can shut those off, and then you just have the jets shooting water. But anyway, that was a kit that I purchased separately and had to cut holes in my new steps to install all that. But anyway, it's 42-inch polymer walls on this kit, and let's see. The cost of the kit was around $11,000 once we optioned up a few things. So walk over here. All the plumbing runs kind of from that corner over. And here's the brains, the timer, the salt chlorine generator by Pool, I think that's how I pronounce it. We have a 2-inch drain coming in here, one from the skimmers, one for the drains, into the pump, goes into a large sand filter. This controls the deck jet. You can make that thing as high as you want it to go or as low as you want it to go. One for the wall returns and one for the step jets. And I just installed the plumbing first, and I basically just built the floor around all the plumbing. But anyway, that's that. So we had to rent a skid steer. We had to rent a trencher several times. We had 10 loads of semi-loads of rock. It's just unbelievable how much rock it took to do this. I'm gonna say total cost with rock, concrete, and everything was about $35,000 total. So just a little bit about the process here. Try to make this quick. Always hated long videos. There's a skid steer, and we just started. We marked everything out with stakes and strings, and got it squared with the house where we wanted it, and then we started getting our overdig. There's a good picture of the overdig right here, and you can kind of see the whitish around here, that that's the overdig. That's where your braces for your walls and your concrete foundation, you're gonna have the pour later is gonna go. And obviously the deep end is right there. This is the next day. I actually got the walls up and the braces up. We started this on a Saturday at noon and got that far by Sunday afternoon. And then the next day after that, we poured. There's another view of you kind of see, you can't really see, but that's that. So then we poured this concrete foundation. Just had a concrete truck come, and there's the drain for the two main drains coming out at an angle. We had to do that in the foundation. That locks all the walls in. There's the back of the steps. A lot of the plumbing, the trencher. Here's the shallow end. I poured a concrete flat shallow end just to keep things easier and be less poolcrete later. I put a piece of tape where my liner was going to go. Then I raked the rock 4 inches down, and I put a form in with some stakes and floated the shallow end. Got it as smooth as I could. I'd grind that down a little bit later. There's the step jets. And I took a hole saw and installed that jacuzzi kit, which is not hard to do at all. There's the back of the jacuzzi kit, and there's the jet and the step there. There's the valve. There's the main drains. That 2-inch drain pipe coming out of the foundation up there. There it is, going down to the main drains. Everything was a mess when it rained, and I had to constantly maintain those walls till I got my poolcrete and my liner in. There's some of the returns. 4 of the returns on this side here, and the other one's on the right there on the other side of the step. And there's my plumbing for my step jets, and I just kind of lined everything out and laid it all on top of that concrete foundation that I poured, and it wasn't really that difficult to plumb. And then we wired up the light over the deep end and bolted our skimmers on. And they just run down from the skimmers to the 2-inch pipe and then to the pool house there. That was all fairly simple. There's the corner where some of the lines meet. The poolcrete's not easy to come by. Kind of got to know somebody, and took a lot of it. And that was just for the deep end. We didn't even poolcrete our shallow end. And then there's a picture of us poolcreting. There's a picture of the poolcrete all done over the drains in the deep end. That's right before the liner went in. And yet another picture looking down the deep end. And then there's the liner. And we dropped the liner in. It was actually really fast. It took 20 minutes to get the liner in. We snapped it in, started filling it, and put a suction hose behind the liner. That's it. And so, yeah, a lot of work, a lot of little mistakes I made, a lot of things I learned. But it was, I would say, for what all this would cost, we probably paid a third of what you pay somebody. So this is our little kitchen here. Probably be a third of what it would cost to have this done by a professional. And I hear there's a long waiting list, and so it can be done. You just got to know some people. If you're not able to do a lot of the digging and the poolcrete and that kind of thing, you have to subcontract all that out. I don't know what that would cost. I didn't have to do any of that, but it was a lot of work, but it's nice now that it's all done and we can enjoy it. So not a how-to video. I just kind of wanted to show the process and the cost and what we went through. All right, thanks.